If I adore her, what's wrong with you? My love was never borrowed, never forged, never a performance for the eyes of strangers. It was real. It bloomed in silence, away from your judgments and without your permission. Her eyes held the kind of warmth that healed the broken in me. Her hands carried the weight of her past like a queen who never once knelt to the pain. So when I say I adore her, I am not asking you. I am declaring my truth, because love doesn't require a public consensus. It requires courage, and I have never lacked that. They say she's not royal, not young enough, not fitting your vision of what a crown beside me should look like. But I see royalty in her strength, in the way she speaks truth with fire, in how she carries herself through storms without ever asking for a savior. I never needed a doll molded for ceremonies. I needed a woman who could look me in the eyes and remind me who I am. That's who she is. A woman who reflects my soul back to me, not with flattery, but with truth. Your whispers echo through the halls of tradition, but traditions were made by men, and love was made by the divine. She is not your stereotype, she is my sanctuary. And while you chase empty names and false crowns, I have found the only treasure that matters, a heart that beats in rhythm with mine. When I adore her, I adore the honesty she brings into my life. When I speak her name in poetry, I feel the world pause to listen. You expect me to choose according to maps drawn by others, but this kingdom of mine is built on heart, not inheritance. Love should not be filtered through the lens of bloodlines and birthrights. If I adore her, it's because my soul remembers her even before we met. My poetry is not fiction. It's testimony. My words for her are not fantasies. They are declarations born in the deepest chambers of who I am. She never asked for fame. She never begged for favor. She simply loved me with a softness that broke the armor I wore too long. I was raised in a world where emotions were measured, controlled, hidden. But she undid me, in the best way. Her laughter softened my edges. Her scars made her human. And when she looked at me, she didn't see the prince. She saw the man, the boy, the dreamer. And that is why I adore her. I have walked through palaces surrounded by beauty, but none compared to the way she reads my silence. While the world demands I choose perfection, I choose reality, her flaws, her truths, her quiet defiance. This is the woman who taught me that love isn't found in obedient glances or polished surfaces. It's found in the rebellion of two hearts choosing each other again and again, despite the noise around them. So what's wrong with you if I adore her? Does my love unsettle you because it doesn't need your validation? Do my poems offend you because they are raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic? I write them not to prove a point, but to unburden my soul. And every word I pen is a sword drawn in defense of her name, in honor of the woman who stood by me when silence seemed safer than truth. In her, I found freedom. And freedom is not always elegant. It doesn't always arrive with royal approval. Sometimes, it comes dressed in history, carrying a past, walking boldly into your life when you least expect it. She came like that. Unannounced. Unbothered. And now, she stays like oxygen, unseen but necessary. You cannot take her away from me because you never gave her to me. She was meant for me, and I for her. I would rather be a lover misunderstood than a king admired for the wrong reasons. What is glory if it is hollow? What is a throne if it doesn't allow you to love with your full heart? I will never trade my truth for titles. And if adoring her costs me favor, so be it. I will walk away from applause and into her arms every single time. Because her embrace makes more sense than your expectations ever did. She reads the hidden poems in my eyes, not the ones you see in ink. She touches the pain I don't speak of and offers me refuge without question. My love for her is not a trend or rebellion. It's a sacred alignment. You call it foolish, I call it divine. You name it weakness, I call it awakening. Let the world spin its tales. I know my story, and I know the queen it has written in gold between my every line. So again I ask, if I adore her, what's wrong with you? Why does my loyalty offend your logic? Why does my poetry threaten your politics? This love is not about you. It never was. And your discomfort only proves how rare and revolutionary this bond is. Let your rules tremble before it. Let your definitions burn. I am not yours to shape. I am hers to hold. And finally, if there is any sin in this love, let it fall on me. I will wear it proudly, because loving her has never diminished me. It has elevated me. It has cleansed me. She is not my secret, she is my sanctuary. And while the world debates, I adore. While the world questions, I write. While the world resists, I remain hers. Fiercely. Faithfully. Forever. She stood there once again today, unbothered by the way your eyes scanned her existence, as though she owed you an explanation. But the truth is, she doesn't. She walks in grace, not for approval, but because that is her nature. You call her too bold, too aged, too different, but I see her as timeless, as if the universe carved her from stars that refused to dim. If you cannot understand the power of a woman who never begs to be chosen, then perhaps you've never known love in its rawest form. When she smiles, the wind changes. When she speaks, time slows. I've watched nations applaud me, but none of that ever moved me the way she did when she whispered, "You are safe with me." She is my soft landing in a world that expects me to always fly. And when I falter, when the crown feels heavier than my own breath, she reminds me I am still a man beneath the metal. Her love is not loud, but it is thunder to me. Her silence holds more loyalty than your proclamations. You expect me to conform to a mold that fits your narratives, but I was never created to blend in with your shallow tales of love. You dream of fairy tales, I walk through fire for reality. She's not the fantasy, she's the force. And I choose that every single time. I choose the woman who knows how to survive without me but still chooses me daily. That is the kind of queen my heart bows to.